Princess Charlotte exchanges a tender glance over an insightful moment with her aunt and uncle. Princess Charlotte has been praised for her behavior at her great grandmother's funeral. The Queen's funeral, when the young princess arrived at the service alongside her old brother, Prince George, their mother Kate, Princess of Wales, and the Queen consort Camilla, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, were also seated nearby. And at one point, he caught Charlotte adjusting her hat. He gave a touching smile to his young niece. Charlotte and George were seen reading the printed order of service. Once they arrived at Westminster with Kate, the prayer bid farewell to their beloved as the youngest members of the royal family to follow the Queen's coffin through Westminster. Charlotte shared a sweet moment after the funeral of the Queen as the royal family gathered outside Wellington Lodge. The Duchess of Sussex appeared to flash a subtle yet warm smile at her 7-year-old niece after the Queen's state funeral at Westminster Abbey. A video clip showed Princess Charlotte standing next to her mother, Catherine, and grandmother, the Queen consort Camilla, as she stood at Wellington Arch. The young princess turned around to see what was happening before catching the eye of her aunt Meghan, who had looked solemn until catching her nieces. She smiled as Charlotte turned back around during the transfer of the Queen's coffin to the state hearse at Wellington Knight. Charlotte could be seen whispering to her brother George, "You need to bow." When the Queen's coffin came past them, George naturally did as his sister told him, bowing his head as a mark of respect as the coffin went by. It was a long day for the royals, as there was a private burial service held on Monday evening for the family. Princess Charlotte and her brother were following the procession of the Queen's coffin as their father, the Prince of Wales, and Charles to the throne walked in front. The young princess was sitting alongside her elder brother, Prince George, the second in line to the throne, and in front of her mother, the Princess of Wales, and the Queen consort Camilla. Princess Charlotte could be seen smiling sweetly at the thousands lining the streets in the historic procession. The young royal and her brother, Prince George, both attended their great-grandmother's funeral. Earlier on Monday, arriving with her mother Kate, Princess of Wales, ahead of the service, the Princess of Wales could be seen holding Charlotte's hand and giving her a reassuring touch on the shoulder. Very cute. Later, as the young royals walked behind their great-grandmother's coffin, Charlotte held her hands clasped in front of her, while George had his arms by his side. Charlotte wore a near-identical outfit to her mother, wearing a black coat dress that fell to mid-length and boasted deep pleats on Charlotte's coat was a sweet tribute to Hogan Gunn as she wore a horse. The horse brooch had been given to her by the late Queen. There were many glimpses of human emotion throughout the historic day, with many members of the royal family shedding a tear for Her Majesty, including Meghan. Both Prince George and Charlotte played a key role in the funeral, standing by their parents' side as the world watched. The young royals put on a brave face as they said their last goodbyes to Gan. George even wiped away a tear at one point, while Charlotte stayed somber during her family's time of grief.